All right, welcome back to another episode of CONVOS with KEEGS. This is episode 58, day 11 of 30. If you listened to the last one, you know that all I did for this one was take about 10 minutes to update this audio file onto there, change my outfit so it doesn't look like I was recording on the same day, but, you know, I am. So that's what you got to do. Just trying to catch up on these days. But yeah. Got some announcements. Oh boy, is this mic going to be an issue? Can you still hear me? Check. Word. I think we're good. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, some announcements. Latest tattoo artist collab tee with Annabelle Warren out of Austin, Texas. That collab will be rolling out this week. She's a dope artist. All of her work is very, very unique to her. Her style is, I definitely want to go down to Austin at some point and get tatted by her. Really cool girl. Fucking badass, dude. Her story on the podcast, I believe it was episode 56. Go check that out. She just has a interesting story. She was a crisis counselor for 3 years, and just take a guess at what life would be like as a crisis counselor. I can only imagine just the chaos of it, but also the fulfillment of it. That sounds like a job that I would actually probably enjoy, and it might come in my future. I think eventually I'll be, I don't know if a therapist is the right word, but I definitely want to do more social work. Just that has always pulled me. And I wonder if it's because a lot of the struggles that I go through are not feeling like I'm working hard enough or not doing enough, not being good enough. And for whatever reason, it makes me feel really good when I can help others. And I know that's the case for pretty much everyone. Like, everyone likes to do good things for others and help others in a selfish way too. Like, there is a selfish part of it, but at the end of the day, even if it's selfish and you're helping others, that's all that matters, because everyone's going through something, and life is hard. So eventually I want to get into that, which ties me into my next point about the nonprofit. I'm not going to go too deep into it again because we just talked about it on the last episode, but that's really where my heart's at. And I hope I can get that rolling and do the best possible job I can at changing the mental health education world. I really believe I can do it, with the help of, obviously, you guys, because without you guys, I can't do anything, This is a community effort, and I really want to emphasize that through all of the things I do with Lonely Cowboy and eventually with the nonprofit. Everything in life works greater, or I should say, everything in life that is super impactful comes from a community and from a team. Like, individual efforts, you can definitely find success in it and create a lot of impact and change, but working together as a team and as a community, having a lot of people involved on one mission and one goal, you can't fucking beat it. And the biggest struggle I think I have now with Lonely Cowboy is not being able to bring more people on, simply because I can't afford it. But working alone is difficult because you don't have, well, I should say it's a blessing and a curse, or wrong verbiage. There's pros and cons to both. I personally think that with the work that I want to do, it's going to take a lot of people, and I know that having a team surrounding it and a community backing the movement we're trying to make to push mental health education forward and to really just fucking take over. It's going to be an effort from all parties involved, not just myself, even though I may be the one running it and trying to oversee everything. I can't do it alone. And I don't want to do it alone. You know, I want people involved. I want everyone to enjoy the work that Lonely Cowboy is doing, and eventually the work that our nonprofit does. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at regarding my work with Lonely Cowboy and just life in general. I really do enjoy being alone sometimes, but you're being alone for so long and working on something alone for so long definitely takes a toll on yourself and your relationships with others and your quality of life. Like I really, really, really do believe that the best moments of life are shared with others. And I guess I'm just trying to get people interested is the most difficult part, because it's not like I can ask people to drop everything they're doing in life, because a lot of people's interests are in different places. For example, this just popped into my head, like makeup with girls and guys. I have no interest in that. I like there's just nothing that interests me about it. And I think the same goes for a lot of people with tattoos and mental health. Even though I think everyone should be interested in mental health and bettering themselves and continuing to hold themselves accountable and being responsible, et cetera, I really do believe that not enough people are interested in mental health, and that's an issue in and of itself. But, you know, not everyone is interested in tattoos. It's a very, very small community. It's growing pretty quick. The tattoo world is booming right now, and it's only going to grow for the foreseeable future. But to get people involved in Lonely Cowboy, in the company, and like I said, eventually with the nonprofit work we do, that is the goal. Get as many eyeballs on it as possible. It's like there's no bullshit involved in this. I'm a very straightforward guy. I'm an open book. If you have questions, ask me. I would be happy to answer anything, any questions, concerns, whatever. I'm not trying to hide anything. Like, this isn't, I say this a million times, but I'm not doing this for money. Like, I know the money will come, and obviously I want to be successful and take care of as many people as possible in my life, especially the people that have helped me and been by my side through thick and thin, hardest of times. I know I will find success in life and be able to do that, but that's not what like pushes me every day. It doesn't wake me up in the mornings, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to go through my list here a little bit. The documentary is going to be probably one of my biggest pieces of my life and something that I'm going to be very, very proud of. I don't know how it'll look. I don't know when I'll release it. I don't know the story that'll go into it. There's a lot of unanswered questions regarding it, but I have been filming it for a very long time now, since April, May, and I think I have to strategically figure out who I want to help me edit it, who I want to help with the storyline of it, and when a good time would be to release it. I think it'll come a little bit later than I would like, but we'll see. Anything could change. There's a lot of really good things coming for Lonely Cowboy, and a lot of work to be done in the tattoo space and in the mental health space, which will just make the documentary that much better. So I'm super excited for that. And yeah, what else we got going on? Mad Rabbit Numbing Cream review. Okay. So first of all, shout out Mad Rabbit. Shout out Griff Sawyer and Jimmy. They run Mad Rabbit University. Mad Rabbit University, I believe, I don't want to get this wrong, but it is a program from, let me just start that over. So shout out Griff Sawyer and Jimmy, who are the leads of Mad Rabbit University. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe Mad Rabbit University is a kind of college student run program, obviously from Mad Rabbit, out of Miami University in Ohio. I also believe that the owners of Mad Rabbit, Oliver and Salome, went to Miami University in Ohio. So I believe that's why it started there. But basically what they do is just kind of educate college students on tattoos and, you know, what tattoos mean to them, kind of getting that college demographic interested in potentially getting tattoos, or basically it's a lot of what I'm kind of trying to do just in a college setting. But anyways, to my point, I did a review on Mad Rabbit Numbing Cream. I don't know if I will release the full video of that just because the audio from the camera came in very, very choppy. I don't know if the mic was disconnected or like disconnected just a tad, but it was like every time I would talk, it'd be like. So, but anyways, I used some numbing cream. I got a blackout tattoo right there on the elbow. From Peyton, shout out Peyton, PLD Inc. But I typically don't use numbing cream right away on tattoos. The only time I've used it was with my tattoo artist in Tahoe. Shout out Natisse, you're the fucking best. And we would use this, it was a different product. It was spray. We'd use it about 2.5 hours in once all the line work is done, because this arm is pretty much all by Natisse, and they're very big pieces. I think the shortest tattoo I've gotten from Natisse is about 3 hours. All the other ones were in the range of 4 to 6. So at about the 2 hour mark, she'd spray me down, and it helped a lot for about an hour. And then once it wore off, it was the worst fucking pain in the world. But yeah, using the Mad Rabbit Numbing Cream was the first time I used it right off the bat. I put it on about 45 minutes before we started. It worked for about, I don't know, an hour or so, but it was on the elbow. And like, if you know anything about tattoos, that's one of the worst spots, right on the bone. Like, not to mention a fucking blackout, which is just heavy black. Like, that shit is fucking painful. And it worked. It was nice. I'm very happy I used it, because I think that tattoo took about, I don't know, 2 hours, 2.5 maybe. And Peyton did it all freehand. There was no stencil. I mean, granted, it was just the blackout part and then the lines. But she absolutely killed it. And there's a wrap on it, so it might not look too good right now. There's all the fucking blood and ink and just goop in there. But I would say that it is a great product. I would recommend it if you need it. I would say if you haven't gotten a tattoo yet, don't use numbing cream right away. Get a few tattoos under your belt and really enjoy the experience without it, because it can definitely damper your experience if you use it for your first one and then another time you don't have it, or if your artists like just don't have it in general. I would say it's not something you want to get used to. And to each their own. Like, if you want to use it, go for it. But for me personally, I think part of the experience of getting a tattoo is feeling that pain and overcoming that mental hurdle. It is definitely a form of therapy. But yeah, thank you, Mad Rabbit and Griff Sawyer and Jimmy, for sending me some products. I can't wait for our big project coming up in February. That's going to be fucking dope. We're working on the designs for that right now. What we talked about, and there's not too many people that listen to this podcast, so I don't feel like I have to gatekeep too much. We're going to do a collab piece of clothing. Hopefully have an event at Miami University in Ohio and basically promote what they're doing, promote what Lonely Cowboy is doing, promote the crossover between our work and, just get people involved. That's the goal. So yeah, what's next on the list? Argentina winning the World Cup. Man, I'm so happy for Messi. He deserved that more than anyone in the world. And that game, I watched the second half into extra time. Not a big soccer fan, but if there was one game to watch, it was that finals. Like that had my palms sweating for about pretty much the whole second half into extra time, because Argentina was up 2-0, and then France and Mbappe scored 2 goals in a matter of like a minute 30. And then it was tied, and then they went into extra time. They both scored again. Mbappe got his third. And then it went to PKs, and Argentina ended up winning, which was Messi's first World Cup, and I believe he announced his retirement, but I could be wrong. That was definitely a monumental moment in sports, something I'm glad I experienced watching live. But yeah, I will probably never ever watch another soccer game because no one will ever compare to that one. What else we got going on the list? Female tattoo artists taking over. Female tattoo artists are the most fucking badass people in the world, because in an industry where it was so heavily dominated by men for so long, social media has given the opportunity for all artists to kind of shine in their own way and to create their own audience, which really helped female tattoo artists because they just know how to promote better. They know how to kind of, how do I explain it? From my experience in talking with a bunch of artists, men and women, women just understand they're willing to be more vulnerable in their tattoos, in the way they communicate with their clients, in pretty much all aspects. And you could contribute that to men's mental health almost in, as far as I can remember in history, like, men have definitely not been as open and willing to be as vulnerable. My computer is fucking freaking out right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Too clear to blah, 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 whatever. Oh, man. Now I lost my train of thought. But yeah, women are just taking over the tattoo world. And there's so many talented artists. And all of the tattoo artist collabs we've done so far have been with women, because every time I try and get men to do collabs with us, they either A, don't respond, or B, don't respond after I tell them that it's about mental health. And so I don't know. If you're a male tattoo artist and you happen to stumble across this video and are listening right now, I would very much appreciate it if you wanted to do a collab. Just DM us at Lonely Cowboy Co. and we can get it rolling. And yeah, we talk about mental health. We talk about tattoos. I think it's a very, very powerful thing for men to kind of open up about this topic and let themselves be vulnerable. People can relate to you more when you're open. When you're closed off, people can't relate, and it's hard to kind of feel welcomed in a space when you're not willing to be vulnerable and open and just, I don't know. It's a difficult conversation to have, and I know I only have about a few minutes left, so I don't want to dive too deep into it because I have to record another podcast after this. But yeah, I would love to have some more male tattoo artist collabs coming up. The next 5 or so we have are with women, and they're all fucking badass tattoo artists with their own unique style, absolutely killing it in the space. And I can only imagine that they're going to continue to kill it. All women tattoo artists, just because of social media and how it works, the algorithms and all that jazz, and just their commitment to their art and promoting. I think that's the biggest thing. They know how to promote, and they do a great job of it. Definitely better than my promoting skills. And maybe that's kind of because as much as I do talk about mental health and want to be vulnerable and want to open up, there's definitely parts of me that want to suppress and want to not show certain sides of me. And I guess I could contribute that to my childhood, influences around me, pretty much basically just how my brain developed in my thought process. And yeah, honestly, I'm going to write that topic down, brain development and children. I'll do that next time. So I'll wrap this one up. It is episode 58, day 11 of CONVOS with KEEGS. Make sure to check out Annabelle Warren's tattoo artist collab we did with Lonely Cowboy. That sentence came out so bad. Make sure you check out Lonely Cowboy's collab with Annabelle Warren, tattoo artist out of Austin, Texas. Go to www.lonelycowboyco.com, shop the shirt, read the blog, listen to the podcast. Much better sentence. Thank you guys for listening. I fucking love you. If you made it this far, you know that you're family to me. You're part of this journey with me, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.